Now I'm going to give an overview of the universal 80cm dish with a galvanized wall mounting bracket. So basically this kit comes in three parts. We have the satellite dish skin, which we see in front of us here. So that's basically the main part of the dish. That just comes exactly like that. We have a box of components. Comes in this components here, which is used for both transport, storage and keeping all the various bits and pieces together. So let's just look at what's inside that particular box. So what we have here first of all is a dish bracket and also an Allen-B holding bracket, okay? And the first thing to note about these is that both are made of plastic. And this is what makes this dish so ideal for use particularly in seaside locations where wear from sea air can take a toll quite quickly on a satellite dish. Now the first parts of the dish normally to go is something like the Allen-B arm, which is very exposed to the wind and rain, and also to a lesser extent the actual dish bracket itself. So this really overcomes a significant problem with it, and it actually makes the assembly quite easy because the Allen-B arm simply clicks into the dish itself. Now there's an assembly video separate from this overview video which you can view separately at a later point. What I'm going to do then is just come along, and we have a series of nuts and bolts here which you can see in front of us, and we also have an elevation bracket, and this bracket here is used for the actual adjustment of the angle of the dish. And we have these brackets and these U-bolts here, and they're used for the actual mounting of the satellite dish onto, in this case, a galvanized wall mounting bracket. And that's what allows us both to adjust the angle in terms of where we're pointing the dish, and also to tighten the dish in once we have found our satellite signal. And the final part of the jigsaw is the actual galvanized bracketry here. So the key points on this is it's made with 38mm diameter tubular steel. It's galvanized. The actual thickness of the steel is 2.7mm. The offset from the wall is 40cm, and the height, which I'll just rotate here, is a total of 22cm. And we'll also see there's a plastic cap on it here, which is ideal because it stops water going down into the bracket itself. So that's what comes in the kit. The main things that this would be used with would be for picking up, we'll say, SARSAT, and picking Astra 1, where most of the German channels are found, or something like, we'll say, Hotbird, which would be popular, we'll say, for Polish or Italian television. And in the extreme west coast of Ireland, we'll say, or Donegal, or the extreme southeast or southwest as well, sometimes people would potentially use an 80cm dish like this, particularly for picking up the Astra 2 signal, because it might just be on the periphery of where a 60cm dish will no longer suffice. Now, in terms of things that you can possibly buy that don't come in this kit, associated products, I'm just going to give a quick overview here. Normally, we'll say if people are buying this, they'll use it with a single Allen-B, which we can see has a single output and can power one satellite receiver. We can upgrade from there to a twin Allen-B, and still further again to a quad Allen-B, which is 4 outputs. And at the very top of the range, you could actually use something like an 80cm or an 8-way octo Allen-B as well. Okay. In terms of the final part of the jigsaw, then, if we're actually mounting this dish onto a wall, we need a satellite dish or installation kit. So basically, we have one here that we use across our range of different satellite dishes. It comes with 20 meters of RG6 satellite cable. It also comes with 4 plugs and 4 bolts. For a larger dish like this, you might be better off to use slightly heavier bolts, but people often do use bolts and plugs like this. It comes with clips and tie wraps for actually holding the cable into position and keeping it neat after we've assembled it and installed the cabling. And then finally it comes with 4 F connectors and an F joiner. These are basically the connectors that we use on one end to connect to the Allen-B, and on the other end to connect into the back of the satellite receiver or your combo box. So that's it anyway, an overview of the 80cm universal dish and galvanized wall mounting bracket.